Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you'd like to support the channel, links to my children's books are available in the description below. It'll be a different, fun video today, so let's get started. In the Venn diagram of cool stuff, motorcycling is tied deeply to music. Most of the bikers I know all enjoy some loud metal or rock. It scratches an itch Coldplay or Taylor Swift doesn't, and while I ride I like my tunes to be as loud as my bike. I do listen to a huge variety of music, but metal is one of my favourite genres, including all its huge variety of subgenres. I'm sure a fair few of you enjoy a heavy riff. One of my favourite things to do, especially in this corporatised world of bad music and AI, is going to see bands live. Not only to support them, but to get some of that energy you can only get at a gig. There's nothing quite touches the soul like a heavy riff played live in a fight in the pit. It's certainly an antidote to all the tedious bullshit we're hammered by every day. If you do go and see a small band at a gig, always try and buy a bit of merch. They make no money at all and most of them do it out of love. A musician once told me that a t-shirt's worth about 20,000 streams on Spotify, so I always pick something up when I'm there, especially if I really love the band. There's a great historical crossover with biking and metal, in terms of fashion and culture too. Metal embodies much of what us bikers like: leather jackets, making noise, fire, beer, rebellion and so on. Neither could fully exist without the other, and they are part of the same subculture. It's really good to have genuine subcultures of people living as they want to. A subculture with its own art, music, themes, and without everything being diluted to pay investors or make a profit. A lot of subcultures have been hijacked to a certain extent, but metal and biking still have pockets holding out against global corporatism. Even if many of us still have jobs and responsibilities, it's great to let go and do something dangerous. Many of us still have that independent fire that has been sucked out of most. I do wonder if much of the population are just NPCs following a script. When you tell them you like metal and motorbikes, they often look in horror, and to be fair, most of the music is impenetrable to a normal person. There are plenty good metal bands that are very big and that most people enjoy: Sabbath, AC/DC, Motorhead and the like. So today I want to introduce you to 5 bands I enjoy while I'm riding my bike. If you have your own suggestions, I'd love to hear them, so please drop them in the comments below. I'm always open to new, interesting music, and it doesn't have to be metal. One of the great things about living in England is there's a fantastic scene of festivals and gigs that cater for the multiple subgenres of metal. These gigs are often filled with explosive creativity, unique music and the nicest people. Much like many of the bikers I meet, metalheads' appearance belies that they are actually very nice people. Someone once said hippies are bad people pretending to be good and metalheads are good people pretending to be bad. This has always made me laugh. There's an energy and passion that comes from metal that's unmatched. Most mainstream music to me sounds as if beige was a noise and does absolutely nothing for me. Because of this, bikers and metalheads all tend to have that same main character energy. I will probably get some copyright bullshit for this video, so we'll talk over the music a bit. I wish YouTube was like Spotify where you could overlay some tracks, but it is what it is. Today I want to pick out a few of my favourite bands and suggest them to the metalheads among you, or those of you who like to seek out interesting music. I would also like you to drop a comment and recommend some interesting music. It doesn't have to be metal, anything at all in the comments below. Okay, let's dive in. The first band is Conan. Definitely the loudest band I have ever seen live. At one gig I remember being passed by a line of stagehands pushing trolleys full of amps. They constructed a New York skyline of amps around the band, and indeed it was crazy loud. Seasoned metalheads falling out the bar after, unable to hear, hair stood on end like a bomb had went off. Seeing Conan live is like being crushed by a tank. It's a unique and delightful experience. Conan is described as battle doom, heavy riffs and tracks about war and chaos, with titles such as Hawker's Weapon and The Cleaved Head No Longer Plots. They have been a long-standing favourite of mine. They're brilliant on the bike, and if you like heavy music, they're about as heavy as it gets. The next band is Electric Wizard. Many of you may know the Wizard, but for those who don't, you can imagine them as what would happen if Black Sabbath went off the rails. Yes, really. Significantly heavier than Sabbath, they have strong motorcycle themes in many tracks, including one called Satan's Slaves. The lead singer's dad used to ride around on a bike wearing furs and carrying a cutlass. They also come with a book recommendation. There's a great biography, and it is indeed everything you could imagine about a British metal band and more. Drug taking, chaos, motorbikes, and stories that would shock Ozzy. They are incredible live, however you have to catch them at the right moment as they are often absolutely hammered. With this though, their music carries a fantastic, all-crushing energy, long heavy tracks, noisy distorted guitars. If you like Sabbath, you're probably going to love them too. They're the sort of band only England can produce. Another band I really love are called Dopethrone. They're an incredibly heavy Canadian band. I love their track Killdozer and Snortragger. They move between fast intense music or slow distorted riffs. They bring fantastic energy to live gigs and true to the rebellious spirit, aren't on any of the mainstream music platforms. Check out their tribute to Marvin Haymeyer and the track Killdozer on YouTube. It's a fantastic track. As they aren't on Spotify, the best place to find them is Bandcamp, YouTube or on vinyl for the true connoisseur. I collect vinyl. I don't know how many you do that, but I think it comes as standard if you have a motorcycle. The next band is Iron Monkey from Nottingham, reformed in 2017 and recently released the album 913. Few can match the heavy, violent sludge sound they bring, and while they don't have a lot of material that's out, what is out is an absolute gem of heavy riffs. Dirty, distorted and angry, they are a gem that few know of. I love listening to them while I'm riding. I'm very glad they reformed and are back, and bring the sort of sound you tend to find in the north of England. It's worth checking out the track Misanthropizer, as it is ferocious. I have literally hundreds of bands I could have mentioned here, but I'll do one more. An honourable mention goes to Ufomammut, a heavy doom-themed Italian band. Distorted riffs with a little bit of psychedelia in the mix. Great to see live, they've been around since 1999. Their albums are always of the highest tier in doom metal. Their band members are also artists who produce a lot of their own artwork, which is absolutely brilliant. Their latest album, Hidden, is fantastic, and they have been at it for 25 years. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little dive into a tiny part of the metal scene. It's such a broad genre and I enjoy all of it. However, my particular taste is for the heavier doom-laden stuff. The stuff that's very much from Sabbath. Hopefully I gave you something interesting to listen to. My taste in music does extend far beyond metal, but I prefer metal when I'm actually riding. Music is absolute magic. Good music exudes passion, creativity, which is something that's sorely lacking in this world. It's a real pleasure to have access to good music. Doom metal is particularly suited to the world we find ourselves in these days. It's a perfect soundtrack to modern life, or at least that's what I feel. I hope you enjoyed today's different video today. The weather has been awful, I haven't been out on the bike much. It's not so much that I don't like riding in bad weather, it's just the endless cleaning of the bike after that I can't be bothered with. So when I'm not out on the bike, I do tend to just sit and enjoy music instead. I'll list links below to all the bands I mentioned. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye!